Welcome back to the channel, everybody. This is Great White Northerner, and I just thought I would bring you in on my escapades today. So I was out today. I went over to the coin store to pick up some coins. Silver prices dropped, so I thought it was a good time to pick up some more coins. And so I did that in an earlier video. And now I'm just going to show you the other stuff I got. So I had two boxes that I took back and dumped off at one of the banks. So it was a box of quarters and a box of dimes that I'd done previously in some videos. And so then I went to another bank, and I think it was actually a CIBC. A really great teller. She was awesome. So I explained to her what I was looking for. I was looking to replace that box of quarters and box of dimes. She went and took a look. Didn't really have anything that she could give me. And so she said, but I do have a bunch of bundles of kind of random stuff. I can give you those. And I said, sure, that'd be great. And I said, do you have any pennies that you could give me as well? She says, actually, I have, right off the top of her head, she knew she had 41 rolls of pennies. And so I said, oh, I'll take all those. And so I got the pennies. I got a bunch of, and I don't remember which bank was which. I think it was, I don't even remember. One of the banks, I got some dimes, some quarters, and so on. So she gave me some random stuff there. Might even be some nickels. I don't remember which one. And then I went to, so anyway, I was talking to her, and she said, yeah, come back next week or next month, and I'll hold on to stuff for you, and you can come pick that up in a few weeks or so. So that was awesome. So I'll be going back there and see if she can hand over some other stuff. So then I only spent maybe about $160 or $170 there, and I'd taken back $750 worth of change. So went to another bank. It was a Scotia bank, actually, and the teller there was just as helpful. Again, didn't have a box he could give me, but he had a bunch of random stuff, and he had some more pennies as well. So I've kind of combined stuff as I was moving things around, so I don't know where all the pennies came from, but you can see there's some in this box, and there's a whole bunch in here. And then I said, hey, do you have any kind of oddball stuff like 50-cent pieces? He says, oh yeah, we've got all these. So he pulls out this bag, to start with, and says, yeah, we got all these. And then he pulls out 3 more bags like it. He says, we've got all these silver dollars as well. And I'm telling you, my heart went like crazy for a few minutes. I'm like, are you kidding me? There's probably about $250 face value of $1 coins and 50-cent coins here in these bags. So anyway, I started digging through them, and unfortunately, they are all after 1968. So somebody has gone through and picked through them. I went through all the $1 coins as well, and they were all after 1968. So I left the $1 coins. I brought the 50-cent pieces home because I thought there'd be some. I knew I had some holes in my 50 cents in my collection. As it turned out, these are from 68 to about 88, and most of my holes are after 1990. So I don't have any of the newer 50-cent pieces. So I filled one spot and I replaced a few in my book, just with a little bit better quality. I've already gone through these ones. But anyway, that was really, really quite cool. I thought I just hit the jackpot. If they don't have silver, that would have been like $4,000 worth of silver that he was going to sell it to me for, face value. This is $36 worth of 50-cent pieces here. So anyway, it worked out all right, because these pennies. So I was a little anxious as I came home, and I just wanted to kind of take a quick look. And honestly, I don't remember which roll I looked at now, but I did pull one of these rolls out. It might have been this bundle, and as you can see, they're U.S. coins for the most part. Most of them have U.S. enders. So one of these rolls I pulled out, just dumped it out in my hand, thought I'll take a look at it, see what's in here, and I just pushed it right back in. Within looking at a few coins, I know that at least one is pre-1900. So anyway, I'm really excited to go through these. So I'm going to go through the pennies first, and there's some more over here. And then I'll do some other videos with the rest of the stuff. I do have a whole other box of nickels as well, plus the nickels that I got in this box. So got lots of fodder for videos coming up, but I am looking forward to these pennies. So I'm going to hop into that right now. I'm going to set this all up, and we'll bring you back in and go through the pennies. So, all right, let's have at it. Okay, we're back and we're all set up here. So I have, I'm going to start with this stack of pennies that I started going through. I don't remember which one I took out of here. I know it was one of the ones with a US ender on it, which I think this is one here. It was the shield showing. I do want to start with that one, but I did stick it back in here. If we don't get it in the first try, that's fine. Hopefully this whole, you know what, I'm just going to pull this one out. Whatever it is, it is. All right, so looking forward to this. Let's see what we got. So you'll have to forgive me. The US coins are not something that I know a whole heck of a lot about. So I may have to do some research on some of these as we go through them. So bear with me as I muddle through. If you happen to see something that I missed, please let me know in the comments. Let's just dump this one out and see what we got. Start off here. How many rolls do I have? I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 bundles and 1 single roll. So yeah, they sure look old. So that's a good start. Let's see what we got here. And just trying to push these up so I can get them all on camera. All right. So, 2000. Oops. Let's move it this way. 2011 there. So we got a King George head right off the bat, and that is a 1941. Awesome. And we got another one right behind it. Here is, that's the commemorative one. So King George, 1948. King George. I got 1979. So these are copper pennies. I'm not going to keep them. I don't have the space to keep all that copper. Oh, what do we got here? It looks like a 1987D. So I'm going to have to go through these with my book. I do actually have some US pennies in a book, so I will probably try and find if there's any holes there that I can fill. In 1962 young head. These rolls are just placed, so that's fine. What else we got here? Oh my goodness, look at that right there. King George V. Wow. 1932. Can you see that, guys? See that? There we go. Get my hand back out of the way. 1932. Again, I don't search these. I probably shouldn't be doing this live because I don't know what the heck I've got. 1932. So there's nothing too special, but it's an old penny, so it is definitely worth more than a penny. And we got, oh, man, this is nuts. 1938. King George VI. Sorry, I'm getting my hand in there and it's ruining the focus. Let me just try and use one hand here. 1938. All right, so 1990 US. Let's put those separate because I am going to go through those and match them up. There's another 1938. Another US. 2000D. It's a 1964. That's in excellent shape. Look at that. Right, but this is awesome. 1947. No dot, no maple leaf. King George VI. This may get old in a hurry for you guys, I don't know. 1969. Not quite a young head. It's 2005. So we got some US ones here. 1980. The new shield, 2011. So these are 1983. Another King George. Oh, there's another two back-to-back King Georges. 1950. All right, sorry about that. So I missed a bunch there by the looks of it as I was going through. I didn't realize my camera had shut down. I ran out of memory on the SD card that I had in there. Didn't realize I'd switched over, or I had switched over. I didn't realize it was almost full. So we're on the internal memory at the moment there. So anyway, we missed a few that I've pulled out. But yeah, it's just been coin after coin here. 40s, 30s. So I got 1937, 1959, two 1940, or 1944, 1951, all King George heads, 1938. And then a first foreign of the hunt is a 2002. That's interesting. I never noticed that, or I've never seen one before, but a little groove along the edge there. Anyway, 2 cent euro. So that's cool. That's new. Didn't have one of those. 1987 US. So yeah, so they're just in this first roll. Let's just do a recap here. Pull this stuff out. I'm gonna. So that really nice 64. And then, of course, the star of this roll is the 1932 King George penny that I found there. So so that's awesome. What did I get? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 30s, 3, 4, 5 40s, 4 50s, and 2 in the 60s, including a blazer right there. So so yeah, all right, let's move on to the next one. I'll just keep opening them up in front of the camera because I don't know, that's exciting for me. All right, probably better if I do it under the camera. All right, so 2008, 2010, 1972D US, 1972D, 1972. Sorry, I'm just pulling the US out because I want to look at them separately. Well, there's our first find of this roll. This is a 1937 King George the VI. And '81, 2011. Another young head, probably. Oh no, that's a King George. It's a pretty bad shape. It's a 1950. That's right. And it's causing it to get out of focus. There's a wheat penny. US wheat penny. Rough shape. I almost missed it. 1941. That's the oldest US one I found so far. Set that up over here. And 1945 Canadian. Get my hand out of the way. King George the VI. Alright. And that's it. Alright, so pull these out. Let's grab the next one. Reorganize this stuff afterwards. I'll find that one that that I snuck a peek at earlier. It's in this roll for sure. I'm almost positive. Or not this roll, but this bundle. Alright, 62. Again, all US. There's a young head and a King George, 1960. And a King George, 1938. Got a few of those. A whole bunch of US again. The end here, all Lincoln. So that's fine. All right, got 3 more in this bundle. One of these had that magic penny I saw. So, and I didn't. All I saw was the obverse. I didn't see. Whoops, sorry, didn't realize I wasn't on camera. I didn't see the reverse, so I didn't see the date. So here's a King George VI head, 1948. It's kind of gummy, but it's fine. And oh, some beautiful 1998s there. So certainly will upgrade anything I have in my collection. I don't really collect anything above like kind of pennies and dimes and nickels. I've been keeping, but anything above that I haven't really bothered with the US. It's just too much for me to collect. So with all the Canadian and all the US, ends up leaving a lot of stuff just kind of lying around in books, and for the most part, you know, a lot of them aren't worth. Whoa, just about threw it in the box. I don't know if this is the one I saw or not, but that's what I saw. Wow, how did I miss that? Going too fast. Anyway, so I don't know if this is the one I saw, but let's just see what we've got here. 1889 Indian head penny. Look at that. Wow. All right, I just noticed this is already a 13-minute long video, and this is after I cut out the other one. So we'll have to see how much of this I end up keeping. But so I may cut out some of the other rolls that I went through where I didn't find anything, just to shorten things up a little bit. But yeah, there we go. 1889 Indian head penny. What a beauty. So slick, but you know, don't find that very often. All right, awesome. Okay, let's go through these last two really quickly, and then I will I'll just start going through them and bring you in as I find some of the really nice stuff. So, and we'll do a recap at the end. I got two more here. So let's see what we find in this. Some pretty junky, dirty looking pennies in here. So there we go. We got some wheat cent pennies right here. So we got a 1956D. And we've got a 1953 Philadelphia. What else? Anything else in here? That's it for the wheat cents. So we got a couple finds there in the US. All right, got one more to go. Well, one more from this bundle. So I'm guessing that must have been the one that I saw when I was looking earlier. Just kind of cheating. Ooh, I see something in there that looked old. Okay, let's just push this back. Alright, what was it? I'm pretty sure it was a Canadian penny. That is an older penny for sure. So there's a 1955 young head. And there's what I saw. Another 1933 King George V. Pretty slick, pretty dirty. But you don't see those too often in rolls. Well, we don't see rolls at all anymore, but that is so nice to find. Alright, oh, another wheat cent here, 1950D. And what else we got here? Let's go through 1968. Oops, another King George. 1939. That's not too shabby. Okay, that was the end of the bundle. So I'll get myself reorganized here a little bit, and then I'll start going through the next roll, and I'll bring you in at the end of the roll and kind of go over what I found in that roll that was interesting. All right, this is going to be a long video by the looks of it. I've got things organized now so I can kind of keep my US and Canadian separate. I'm going to go back through everything afterwards and look for all the kind of lesser varieties, and especially the stuff from the US, which I just don't know much about. I'm going to go through all that with a fine-tooth comb afterwards. So just pull this stuff out and look as we're talking here. So we'll do those varieties, maybe even to come back and go through. If I find that there's a bunch of varieties worth talking about, then I might do that in a later video. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pull out wheat cents and anything young head or better in the Canadian pennies. And then I will bring you in at the end of the roll and show you what I got. And I'll go through as many of these as I can get through. If I see that things are getting long, I know I'm going to cut out some of that stuff in the earlier video. So some of the rolls that we didn't really find anything in, take that out, and should make for a shorter video. So, but if it looks like it's going to get long, then we'll break this up into 2 or 3 parts. So, all right, we'll bring you back in once I have searched through this, and I'll show you what I found. That was roll 12. We just had the one wheat cent penny from the US here, and got to remember that these things flip differently than the Canadian ones do. So 1950D. So I'll set that up with the rest, and I'll bring you in on the next one. All right, well, it might have been just that first bundle that was so magical, because I have switched now to the other bundle that was wrapped the same, and I've got a 1964 young head here, but that was it so far. I'm on my second roll out of that, and then I also got another 2 euro cent as well, foreign coin. So anyway, things are certainly drying up from where they were. But who knows? We'll keep going at it, and I will bring you in when I find something else. All right, we'll see whether that ended up picking up my audio on the last clip there, because I forgot to put my lapel mic back on. So anyway, yeah, so I found this in this last roll. So this is obviously a wheat cent, American wheat cent, and it is a 1957 Philadelphia in great shape. So that's an awesome find. So yeah, things are dried up a little bit. We're not getting nearly as much as I was getting before, and it was probably just that one bundle that somebody had brought in that was just full of some old coins. So anyway, I was quite happy to get that, but things are definitely slowing down now. So all right, I'm going to go through the next roll, and I will bring you back in. Sorry about the audio on the last clip. I may end up just taking that one out because I don't think it was much that I'd found on that one anyway. So all right, see you on the next successful find here. All right, we're on roll, I think it's around 36 or so. I kind of haven't been keeping as close track as I normally would, but so I pulled out this 1962 young head. It's pretty, as Rob Finds Treasure would say, toasty, pretty dirty and corroded. But I saw this just as I was getting to the end of the roll here, so I don't know if you can see that there, but that looks like it says 1919 S. Wheat cent. So yeah, so that's a really nice find. Again, don't know if there's much in the way of varieties. Let me just see if I can quickly take a look here. Doesn't look like there's anything for the 1919. So yeah, just a 1919 S, and yeah, nice find. What do we got in the last little bit of the roll here? Nothing. Okay. All right, so we're working on our third last bundle here, so probably around 40 or so rolls in, and I found a couple young heads, a 1962 and a 1964. So set those aside, bring you back into the next ones. Very last coin in this roll, we've got another wheat cent here, and it is 1940, Philadelphia. Awesome. A little bit older. Add that to the collection up here, and moving on. Very next roll, we got another young head, 1960. Next roll, we have another foreign. So this is a 1 cent coin from the Bahamas, I think I saw there. Yeah, 2006. Pretty messed up. I think it's probably just going to make its way back into my box here, but yeah, on to the next. next roll, we've got another wheat cent here, and it is I gotta get used to flipping these the right way, 1958 Denver. All right, another one of these crusty rolls. Are just covered in crud. Had a few of these. Not sure what the deal is with them, but like some of these are just, you can't even read. And I've seen worse. That's not even the worst penny I've seen. There's been some really, really bad ones. But anyway, this one does have a couple young heads in it, 1962 and a 1959. So at least a couple finds out of there. Second last bundle now, and we have so these ones that are rolled up in paper. Looks like somebody's account number is written on there. So anyway, I found a couple young heads in this one, a 1961 and a 1956. So I'll set those aside. On the last bundle, 6, 7, 8, so we got 9 left after this roll. And I found a couple in here. So I've got a young head, 1964 again, and I got a King George VI, and that is 1946. So that's a nice one to find. And yeah, so I'll set those aside. 3 more rolls to go after this. Got a couple more young heads out of this roll. So we got 1953 and a 1963. 1 roll to go. We have 1 find out of that roll. It is a King George VI, and it is a 1951. So finding stuff. This is about more what I was expecting to find when I went through these. Is, you know, maybe find a couple of the older effigies, the young heads, and the King George VI, and so on. Figured I would find you know, 1 or 2 per roll as I was going through. Maybe find the odd wheat cent here and there. So yeah, this is more typical. There's really only, I guess, maybe about 3 rolls in that first bundle. That obviously was just from someone's house. That these have been sitting around for a long time. Either they got rolled up and thrown into to a bundle, or brought into the bank. Or who knows, whether it's sitting in a roll or whether they were sitting in a jar somewhere and somebody rolled them up. But there's 2012, so that was last year. I'm sure I've got, that's a nice one. I'll set it aside just in case, but I'm pretty sure I've got some pretty good ones of those anyway. 2011. Don't know why I'm pulling those out now. I've seen millions of them as I've been going through here, but US. I'm just separating those so I can go through the Canadian and US separately later. Oh, there's 1984. It's got some circulation marks on it, but it's a great gloss. Oh, the back's all gummed up. It's almost like it might have been a proof. It's just got dirty. I set it aside anyway. There's one right behind it here as well. 2011. I'll set that one aside. Not quite sure whether that's perhaps a proof that got thrown into circulation. And that's okay. Well, that's it. All right, I'm going to get things organized, and I will bring you back in and do a recap on what I found. All right, we are back, and I would say that was a pretty successful hunt. We had some good success there. It was almost all in those first few rolls that I opened up. But yeah, we definitely got some nice finds here. So starting up with the Canadian coins here, the Canadian pennies, 1932 and a 1933. King George V heads on the back there, or sorry, on the obverse. And then we had 1937s. We had 2 of those. I think we had 5 1938s, a 39, and then the 1941, the 44, 45, 46, 47, and 3 348s, I think. Then we also had some of the 1950s. I got a couple 1950s, 2 1951s, 1953, 2 1955s, 1956, and 2 1959s there. So also in the Canadian coins, I had, so a whole bunch of 1960-ish, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, all the young heads. I have a very nice 1964 that I pulled out. And I think there was a bunch of other ones similar to this in this same year. So I'm looking forward to going back through those coins and finding some of those for my book. So there is a variation on the 1964, which I did find, and so I have a bunch of 1964s, but I'll just show you up here actually. I took a picture of it. So there's a 1964 dot listed on the Coins in Canada website, and if you look at, that's the picture of mine, and if I bring over the picture from the website, looks pretty similar. 1964 dot 1964. Now I have done some looking around. There's people saying that that's just a die chip, which it probably is. And whether this is much of a variety or recognized variety is hard to say. I have found some stuff on that Coins in Canada website that it's kind of like Wikipedia. I think people can post what they want on there, and so there are some varieties that are a little questionable. But anyway, I did find that some of the 1964s. If I were to actually bring just another 1964 up here, let's get my mouse back, and let me just throw another 1964. Let's find a little bit better one here onto the microscope. You can see there's definitely no dot above that that 9 on the other ones, and all the rest of them look like that. So, yeah, you know what? It's a bit of a variety. I'll keep it as a curiosity, if nothing else. And yeah, down to the U.S. coins. So, find of the hunt for sure is this 1889 Indian head cent here. Not often you get to find a coin of that age in your rolls, so that was really nice to find. The 1919S was also very nice to find. If I hadn't found this, I would have been very excited to find this. Pretty worn, pretty rough shape, but I'll take it. And 1940, which is pretty decent as well. 1941, which is beat all hell. You know, not much to be seen on there, but anyway, counted as a find. And then we had a 19, can we see that? I think that's 1944. Then we got two 1950 Ds here, 1953, 1956, and 1958. So also found a dime, US dime in the middle of all that stuff. So we're up there. And then over here is this 1984, which I am pretty sure is a proof. It just has a much deeper strike on it and polish to it than a lot of the other coins. It's unfortunately pretty dirty on the back, but I think that was a proof coin somehow that from a set that made it into circulation. And then we've got a bunch of foreign coins. We got some, I guess, the European Union 2 cents, and then this from the Bahamas. So that's it. So pretty good. I'm happy with that. Wish I'd had more rolls like those first couple, and I'm glad I opened all those live. So anyway, this is going to end up being a long video, so I'll cut it off here, but thank you very much for watching. Please, I hope you enjoyed it, and please do like and subscribe if you did. I am going to go through the rest of the penny, or all those pennies, broken them into 2 boxes. I have a huge big box of US coins now, and then of course the Canadian one. So I'm going to go back through, fill out my books, fill in any holes that I can with that. And if I find any varieties or anything interesting, then I may turn that into a video as well. If not, I'll just go on to some of the other stuff. I got lots of other things that I picked up there. I got a whole box of nickel still to do, and we will keep looking for stuff to hunt and search for, and I'll bring you guys along for the ride. Thank you so much. Have a great day. Take care.